A federal charge, but he is not, we're told, by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Chicago in federal custody tonight. But people here at Dalton Village Hall say they haven't seen him either since word of that indictment dropped.
Federal prosecutors have accused Keith Freeman of concealing assets and income in his bankruptcy case, which is part of a larger investigation involving multiple lawsuits. Senior authorities in Dalton and the surrounding south suburban areas are currently overseeing the inquiries. Freeman, once a trusted ally of Mayor Tiffany Henyard, now finds himself at the center of a growing controversy. Henyard, initially praised for her bold leadership, team restructuring, and the introduction of new staff members, is facing increasing scrutiny as more former employees, including Freeman, have come forward with allegations against her. Freeman, who was once loyal to Henyard, has reportedly turned against her, providing critical information to the FBI. This shift raises questions about the deterioration of their relationship and Freeman's role in the investigation, particularly after his involvement in a high-profile bankruptcy case. His actions add further complexity to the legal battles surrounding Henyard, with former employees accusing her of unethical behavior. As trust in her leadership wanes, doubts about her integrity continue to grow, overshadowing her initial popularity.
South suburban politician's been fired as federal investigators focus in on his boss.
WGN Investigates has confirmed Tiffany Henyard's senior advisor in Dalton.
At a recent village board meeting in Dalton, Keith Freeman was seen sitting next to EMB Battle as Mayor Tiffany Henyard discussed financial matters. Freeman, who also serves as the Ford Township Municipal Manager, is facing serious legal trouble. The U.S. Attorney has accused him of concealing assets and income from creditors in his bankruptcy case, which could result in up to 5 years in prison if convicted. Freeman filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court in Chicago on January 3, 2024, allegedly underreporting his income. Despite his claims, it is suggested that his actual income was significantly higher than what he disclosed. Attempts to reach Freeman and other Dalton officials for comment have gone unanswered.
He's been in and out of trouble since he was a young person. He was charged for theft in 2000. He was charged with a felony and when he turned 27. This was back in 2005. Theft in the second degree. Oh, Keith is a busybody. He has a long rap sheet. He never cleared up his charges because back in 2011, he was in Palm Beach, Florida, where they extradited him back to Iowa. They said out-of-state fugitive. Refugitive from justice. That's your boy, Keith Freeman. Because we all know Tiffany Henyard made a big fuss about not giving background checks. And this is one of the reasons why she did want to give a background check. Because anybody that works for a municipal department or the city can have felonies.
A serious allegation has been filed against Keith Freeman by the municipality of Robbins, where he served as village administrator from 2017 to 2021. The village claims Freeman failed to provide required documents, and, to make matters worse, he allegedly collected approximately $9,396 more than he was entitled to during his tenure. Freeman is also accused of further misrepresenting his financial situation by submitting a fraudulent 2022 income tax return to the Chapter 7 trustee. He is said to have provided documents that indicated a significantly lower income than he actually earned, despite not filing a tax return for that year.
Thornton Township is charged with fraud connected to an alleged bankruptcy scheme.
The village also completed negotiations with the police patrol, police lieutenants, and the sergeant.
Keith Freeman plays a key role in the investigation of Mayor Tiffany Henyard due to his numerous positions under her influence. In addition to his roles in Dalton and Ford Township, Freeman also served as the registered agent for the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. However, no such foundation is registered in the state of Illinois. The charity, which purportedly supports cancer patients, has come under scrutiny for receiving a significant portion of its initial funding from taxpayers. Investigations revealed that it failed to file required paperwork detailing how the funds were spent, raising questions about its legitimacy. When questioned about these discrepancies, Freeman's responses were evasive, offering little more than dismissive remarks. Freeman is also facing serious legal issues. An indictment outlines an incident on January 30, 2024, where Freeman testified under oath during a creditors' conference, falsely stating that he was not employed by Dalton and had not received payments from the village. These false statements were allegedly part of a scheme to conceal his true financial situation from the court. Freeman is charged with one count of bankruptcy fraud for allegedly misrepresenting his income. He claimed to work solely for the township and reported earning just over $999,000 in the previous year. But prosecutors argue that he concealed his Dalton earnings through a pass-through company, inflating his income to $195,000. The indictment also includes claims from Robbins, where Freeman previously served as village administrator. The village asserts that Freeman took over $90,000 without authorization during his tenure. If convicted of bankruptcy fraud, Freeman faces up to 5 years in federal prison. Federal authorities, including the acting U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois, FBI, and IRS special agents, have emphasized the seriousness of the charges. Meanwhile, Dalton officials are eager for Freeman to depart, seeking to distance themselves from the growing controversy.
So expensive apartment. You're collecting money from the village of Dalton, and you're also collecting money from Thornton Township. So you're making about $150,000 a year. I'm pretty sure it's more. He's saying that he only worked for Thornton Township. Your income. Thornton Township, municipality manager. Gross income, $5,800. Now, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but from the payroll expenses of Village of Dalton payroll, Keith is on here. This was just in October. Keith Freeman, $3,800 every 2 weeks. And he claims that he only makes $5,800 from Thornton Township. Employer's name, Thornton Township. The reason why he's trying to get away with it is because Keith is a 1099. He's not paying no taxes off his income. No Social Security taxes, no medical taxes.
Trouble continues to escalate for Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, Illinois, as federal fraud allegations against her longtime ally, Keith Freeman, come to light. Freeman, once a trusted figure in local politics, is now at the center of a growing scandal that has divided the community. His involvement in multiple legal issues has put Henyard's leadership under intense scrutiny, raising questions about her judgment and the ethics of her administration. Freeman, who had served as Dalton's administrator and held various roles under Henyard's influence, is facing federal bankruptcy fraud charges. He has pleaded not guilty, but the accusations against him are serious. Freeman is accused of underreporting his income in his bankruptcy filing and concealing assets. Despite the charges, Freeman was released on a $5,000 unsecured bond, but his legal troubles do not stop there. He is also named in a separate lawsuit involving both the village and Henyard. The lawsuit stems from Freeman's alleged role in denying a business license to a local barber, further complicating his legal situation and raising questions about his conduct while in office. As Freeman's legal issues mount, Henyard's leadership is being called into question. Her close relationship with Freeman and the ongoing investigations have sparked frustration among residents and village trustees. A local leader described Freeman's actions as an embarrassment to the town and pledged to ask him to step down at the next board meeting. Meanwhile, the mayor's defense of Freeman has intensified scrutiny on her own role in the unfolding controversy. Critics are questioning whether she should have severed ties with Freeman earlier and whether her continued support of him reflects poorly on her judgment. In addition to Freeman's legal woes, Henyard is facing increasing criticism for her handling of village finances. Allegations of financial mismanagement and misuse of public funds have become a focal point of the growing controversy. One of the most notable issues is Henyard's controversial trip to Las Vegas, which reportedly cost taxpayers thousands of dollars. This expenditure has sparked outrage, with many residents questioning the legitimacy of such spending. When Henyard was confronted about the trip and other expenses, she defended her actions, stating that she was the target of detractors. However, her dismissive responses have done little to quell the growing dissatisfaction within the community. The village board has also raised concerns about Henyard's financial decisions, citing questionable expenses including large Amazon purchases, bakery cakes for a community event, and tens of thousands of dollars spent on a one-day event. These expenditures have further eroded public trust in Henyard's leadership and raised alarms about how taxpayer money is being allocated. Trustees have expressed frustration with the lack of transparency regarding the village's finances, and some have even voted to stop funding upcoming community events such as House Fest and Gospel Fest. As Henyard faces mounting legal and political challenges, her ability to maintain control over Dalton is increasingly in question. She is also dealing with a separate lawsuit involving allegations of sexual harassment and retaliation, which has only added to the pressure on her leadership. Her refusal to address concerns directly and her increasingly contentious relationship with trustees have further fueled public dissatisfaction. The ongoing investigations and lawsuits surrounding Henyard and Freeman have created a volatile political climate in Dalton. Residents are left questioning whether the town can restore faith in its leadership, or if the scandals and legal issues will continue to haunt the mayor's administration. Henyard's political future now hangs in the balance, as her ability to weather the storm of controversy grows increasingly uncertain. As the situation unfolds, Dalton's residents are watching closely, wondering if Henyard can regain control of her administration or if her time as mayor is coming to an end.